Welcome back, guys. Time for another Infinity Battle Report. This one's very exciting because, first of all my new stuff has shown up. The Bandul Wargames terrain mixed with the, obviously the cardboard Operation Ice Storm and Hephaestus stuff. More importantly, the Micro Art Studio stuff, so the battle map, which looks amazing, and the little hollow board advertisements, which I'm putting together now. And also, this is my first game with a Guija tag in Yuching, so he's showing up, as you can see in the picture here, up against my opponent, my regular opponent Isaac, who I play as often as I can. He's also PanO, not to be confused with the other regular opponent I've had, who plays at PanO as well. So there you go. Second game of Operation Flamestrike. We are playing C's the antennas, but we're not using that special caveat of the rules where you've got the low vis zone. Didn't really like that, so you can see HVTs sitting around here. Mine's the Reverend Moira as usual. My opponent won the roll for first turn and did take the first turn, so this is my deployment here in the defense, spending a command token to reduce his order pool by 2. But yeah, just hoping to do a bit of damage with the Guija and see him get up to some hijinks. Next image, a bit of a closer look at him, painted in his resplendent golden colour scheme, very nice. Also got the mechanic to the left, or doctor to the right, with 4 Guangxi no less. Next image after that, you can see his deployment zone here. He's got an Orc Spot team bottom left, along with a Aquila Guard HMG. To the right, he's got a NIS sniper on the building who's prone, and another NIS with HMG at the right hand side of the battlefield. That little single figure in the middle, close to the middle, is an HVT. By the way, guys, really love the new, well, not necessarily the new, my new console tokens, which are counting as antennas for this game. Very nice looking blue ones. On the main building in the center, of course, we've got a mysterious Tio camera marker, and in the background we've got Dave and Nicola having a game of War Machine Hordes, Crix versus Legion. Next image, a bit of a closer look here. He has got their specialist, what's his name, Konstantinos, or whatever his name is, in the center, moving up to take the objective straight away. So very good model. I think all serious PanO players in ITS should really be using that guy. In the foreground, though, we've got just the Orc Spot team. Very blurry photo, sorry about this, guys. Next image, you can see him in a bit more clarity. So he has successfully taken the objective in the center, and everybody else just hanging back behind there. Not that many orders this turn. And the TO marker in the building is obviously probably going to be a Crocman, but he's got a prone marker next to that. I found out recently that you only declare the prone status of the TO model once it's declared. So the thing is, you can't have it prone to prevent being discovered. Your opponent can try and discover you, and then you show up prone. So a bit of a strange little rule mechanic, that one. Next image, nothing really else happening. He's just moving his other dudes around further back there, and Konstantinos has just moved away from the objective into full cover behind the crate, just in case somebody comes around the corner. Next image again, you can see that the Aquila Guard with heavy machine gun has moved all around the side, and he's ended up his turn spending a coordinated order to put 4 models into suppression fire. That would include the Aquila with HMG bottom left, the Orc Spot team behind the building from him, Konstantinos, who is facing to the upper side of the photo there, and the Nissa with HMG at the top of the photograph, all shown by these little red poker chips. Next image, it's my first turn. The tiger is dropping down here. That's not actually his facing, it's just the table was on a bit of an angle and the model's not very well balanced, so he would have fallen off the table had we not turned him around like that. But he shows up, and because the Aquila Guard is facing the wrong way, he's not going to be able to suppressing fire react to the tiger soldier. So if you go to the next image, the tiger moved around and shoots him, scoring a wound, and then I decided to spend 1 more order moving into combat and shooting him again. It passes the armor saves, but this ties him up in close combat, so if he decides to waste orders trying to kill me, he'll have a 50-50 chance of winning the close combat face-to-face roll because we're the same close combat stat, and if he moves around the corner with the Orc Spot, he'll hit both of us. Having a bit of a rethink of my turn though, because I've got mimetism and well, mimetism is ignored by the MSV3, but combi rifle's better than HMG at short range, and he's having to turn around and break suppression fire shooting once against my 3 shots. I really should have just kept shooting at him and finishing him off. I think moving into close combat and using orders elsewhere probably wasn't the best, because I had a fantastic opportunity to pick up a really big piece of material here, and I regret not doing that. Next image, it's Guija time, so it's my very first outing with the tag. He's moving around the corner and is shooting his heavy machine gun, his multi-HMG I should say, against the sniper in the background. So unfortunately I'm up against cover and mimetism, but fortunately I'm throwing 4 dice against his 1. So the first attempt went badly. I took a shot and managed to lose a structure point, and then I moved up and killed him. So at least I've netted some points from him so far. Next photo, further orders. The Guija is moving out so that he's within the plus 16 range band and now shooting at Konstantinos. Konstantinos is in suppression fire, and in the firefight I'm expecting to win here because my ballistic skill's better. I've got 4 dice. Yes, I'm shooting against mimetism, but I've got plus 3 for the range band and he should have less, although I'm another minus 3 for suppression fire. What ended up happening here, and I'm really annoyed about this, is that my rolls just fluffed every single time, just couldn't hit. I took the damage every single time. I actually burned through all 3 of my structure points because he managed to crit me in the final one, so I lost about 3 or 4 orders here and lost a Guija just due to terrible rolling. So extremely frustrating. Painted the model up, bought the model, just dies due to bad dice, but it's just one game. Might be able to do better with them in future. Next photo, I realized that I had a clear run from this sensor bot to the side of the building where I could have just shot Konstantinos to the back. So, hitting myself here. I didn't need to lose the Guija after all. Just plain stupidity and lack of experience. Should have just seen that move. Should have just shot Konstantinos in the back with the bot, and then moved the Guija around. That would have been a much better way of doing it. That would have allowed me to move the Guija over to actually shoot his flamethrower at the Hexa, the NIS with HMG, or something similar, just something useful. But as it stands, the bot still has taken out Konstantinos. Next image, it is the PanO player's turn, and the NIS with heavy machine gun moves to the side of the building and shoots back at the sensor bot, killing him, and later it will go into suppression fire, no doubt. Next image, a Crockman appears from the TO marker and starts to pick off a couple guys, and later going into suppression fire, of course. Really good position here for him, covering the antenna. Next image, a model appears from airborne deployment, and that looks like a Crusader Brethren, but he's using it to proxy as a Sikh commando. Moves around to the side of the building, takes an ARO in the face from, I think, the Shangji paramedic with combo rifle, and dies because of a crit. So, terrible rolling with the Guija, but at least I'm making a comeback with the dice rolls from the Shangji. So that's one disaster averted on the side there. On the other side of the battlefield, we've got a Aquila Guard with HMG against a Tiger in close combat. The first order he spends is to move a Orc-Spot guy around and shoot at us in close combat, taking that risk. One of the shots hits me, one of the shots hits him, and we both pass our armor saves. He has a go at the close combat, and I managed to win the close combat roll and stick him with a knife, so things going rather poorly for him on this side of the battlefield as well. Next image. So, at this stage, we've got the Crockman on the building. We've got the NIS with HMGs now putting down suppression fire to prevent me, and he's got the Orc-Spot moving around next to the dead body of Konstantinos, the unconscious body of him, just so he can use his ARO flamethrower if anything comes around the corner. Next image, a bit of an overview of the battlefield. He's taken 2 antennas. I think I've only taken 1 so far, or maybe even none, but he's got the 3 or 4 models in suppression fire. He's even got a guy behind the combat, the swirling melee in suppression fire, so the Tiger Soldier is being overlooked by a suppression fire combi rifle just in case he managed to win combat. Not that I'm going to be spending any orders on him. Next image, we've got the Guangxi going berserk over here, not coming into line of sight of the NIS though, so no problem with that one. Next image, I decided to spend an order on him to move him into line of sight and shoot the chain rifle, which does manage to kill him, so that was a big plus there. so that prevents me from being gunned down by the HMG as I come around the corner. Next image will show that obviously there's still a Crocman to deal with, but I can't remember why I took this photo, so we'll just skip this one. Oh, actually, no, you can see the Guilang sniper down the bottom left. He's not actually a sniper, he's the FO. I took that photo and then realized that we weren't actually going to do that after all. I took my turn back, we decided to move somewhere else. We're going to the next photo, where you can see the Guilang forward observer with combi rifle doing a surprise shot against the Crocman of the building. Why did I do this? Well, he's currently got 2 antennas, I've got 1, and there's no way that I can actually advance without getting shot by the Crocman and suppression fire. I've lost the Guija, I've lost anything else that can really deal with him. I've only got combi rifles. This is a very undetect list, so I'm having to do a firefight here. It's 3 dice versus 3 dice. So he's up against surprise shot and camo, so that's -6. I'm up against TO, which comes down to 3 because MSV. Up against cover and against suppression fire. So I'm -6. He's -6 as well because camo and surprise shot. His ballistic skill is higher than me by 1, so he has the advantage here. But if I can win this trade-off, then it allows me to actually get into position with the Shang-Chi. So we did it. I managed to be very lucky and kill him, so that's disaster averted there. Again, bad luck with the Guija, but everything else from then on is seeming to work out in my favor. Next image, this allows the Shang-Chi with combi rifle to move around the side of the building, eventually getting around to the corner and firing at the orc spot in the center, because nobody else has line of sight to him. Next image, you can see what's going on here. So the Shang-Chi shooting from long range here at the orc spot, managing to kill him, and that clears up the central street. So we'll be able to send something after the objective in the long run there in the final turn. Next image, okay, so the Shang-Chi has actually changed position here because he needed to get to a point where the orc spot was not getting cover at him to drop him, but that did manage to be successful in the end, managed to kill him. Photo after that, we've got the Guilang sniper moving around, not the Guilang sniper, the Guilang forward observer moving around to take the objective, but a Crocman in hidden deployment appears to shoot him at ARO, which is just the one shot, but is successful killing him, but not before I took the objective into my favor. So next photo, you can see there's a Crocman base to base with it, but the green token represents a seized antenna for Yu Ching, so it's 2 antennas to 1, but there is a Crocman there. Going to the next photo, although the Guilang forward observer is unconscious, the Shang-Chi now moves it forward and guns down the Crocman, so there's a whole lot of carnage here, bodies just piling up, and the Shang-Chi has taken 1 wound from something else there, probably one of the AROs that he received earlier. Things are looking okay though, because the Shang-Chi, if he survives, is actually a paramedic, so he's a specialist. Next photo, just moving out, you can see that he's not got much left. He's got, I think, 5 orders when it goes to his turn. I've got a whole lot of guys at the back here. We've got 2 Zhangxi. The white tokens represent suppression fire. There's Zhanxi to the left, bottom left is my lieutenant. There's Zhanxi to the bottom, and there is the hacker. And as you can see, the antenna has been taken by that doctor, but she has been shot by the Crocman earlier in the game. Next image, okay, so what's happening here? We've got a lieutenant order being spent, moving across the building, shooting at the Shang-Chi, who was in suppression fire mode at this point. Fails the face-to-face roll and dies, so dead lieutenant, but it is the final turn. It looks like we've got some Hex Hunters from the Hordes game in the previous table going around the side of the building too. Next photo, so the PanO player takes a risk here. The Quilla Guard has an order spent on him, gets out his knife, wins the face-to-face roll, and finally beats the Tiger Soldier, although that Tiger Soldier will be getting a posthumous medal for his really good performance in this little side of the table here. Next image, the Quilla Guard with HMG moves around to the street and shoots long range at the Shang-Chi in the background there, who dodges. So I managed to survive the armor checks from the first round of shooting, and then he shoots at me and crits, but I crit the dodge roll again, so surviving all of the face-to-face rolls, and the Shang-Chi, with amazing luck, manages to survive. So again, disappointed about the Guija, but everything that's happened since then has gone in my favor. Next image, we've got a forward observer moving out from behind cover, and then he moves forward to the objective and takes the antenna back off me before dying to the suppression fire. So his yeah, basically a desperate gambit from him, but it's paid off because it does mean that I need to survive the Aquila now to get into combat. So this game's really getting interesting just in the final gasp. Next photo, as you can see here, yep. So the Fort Observer's dead. We've got a token for PanO on the console, so we'll leave it at that. All right, moving to the next image, we've got a bot. We've got a sensor bot represented with the TR bot. So he does not have a heavy machine gun. That's just a flash pulse. Having said that, he moves around, and my opponent had placed his line of sight, so he wasn't actually covering this angle, so I managed to move around without moving into line of sight, and after a couple of orders I managed to flash pulse him, so I managed to blind him, which prevents him from taking out the Shang-Chi in the middle. And as you can see in the next photo, yep, so the bot's moved around and flash pulsed him, and also we've got him in range of the repeater too, so if I needed to, I could have hacked him had he not passed the flash pulse test. What happened there is I flash pulsed him, he went for the BTS roll and rolled just short of the BTS he needed. I think he got a 7, so 7 plus 6 is only 13, he needed to beat a 13 I think. Next image, and this is the final one for the game. The Shang-Chi hacker moves into the console and victoriously takes it back for Yu Ching. So a very narrow victory. I made some mistakes this game, but the luck at the end brought me back. But unfortunately, yeah, really hoping for a rampage with the Guija, but terrible luck from the Guija and nothing happened there. Would have liked to have done more with them, but unfortunately it was not to be. But I'll take it. It was a win, and please go onto the Flamestrike website and put your comments there on the official BatRep page, and check out the BatReps that I'm posting to that page. Every little bit helps. Thank you.